Okay, let's solve a few equations. Let's take this one. What's the first thing you're going to do? This should be a reflex.
Multiply both sides by x plus 1.
Yeah, multiply both. You got a denominator. It's an equation. You multiply both sides by the denominator. Now you do want to exclude values of x that make the denominator 0. So if you would happen to get something in your solution that makes the denominator 0, you would have to exclude it from your solution set. But now you do the fraction stuff. It's x plus 1 over 1 times x over x plus 1. The same as x plus 1 over x plus 1 times x over 1. X plus 1 over x plus 1 is 1, so you just get x. Then you use a distributive law here. I was going to write out every term, but I'm not going to do that. Okay? I believe that comes out 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. Now what do? Well, not going to wait around. Somebody want to tell me that? What kind of equation is it?
Quadratic.
Quadratic equation. What do you do when you got a quadratic equation?
Give 0 on one side, so minus the x.
You said it. Yeah, you get it in some form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So you can apply the quadratic formula. So we get this in the form 3x squared minus x minus 5 equals 0. Okay? And then we use a quadratic formula. X equals negative of negative 1 plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared
Wouldn't
minus...
it be minus 3x?
Oh yeah, you're subtracting x from both sides. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so like I said, it's negative of negative 3 and negative 3 squared minus, and should have written this out in order. Get this. Okay, that's going to be 9, that's going to be 60. So that's going to be square root of 69 over 6. You could approximate that. What's the approximate value squared of 69? Well, 69 is between 64 and 81. I expect to be able to estimate these. We're going to have a calculator this time. Okay? And 69 is a good bit closer to 64 than it is to 81. So I'm going to say it's about 8.3 over 6. And you do your approximations and stuff. And you're going to use a calculator at that point. That's legal this time. Okay? Okay. So, what I'm illustrating here is if you got a denominator or more than one denominator, you multiply by a common denominator, right? There's just one denominator, that is the denominator, okay? Okay, how about, I'm going to make these base 2 logs because otherwise the numbers get big. Okay? What are you going to do here? Well, I'm not going to drag it out here. We don't have a lot of time. But okay? You got to know the rules for combining logs. Log of A plus a log of B is a log times A, a log of A times B. Log of A raised to the B is B times a log of A. Okay? Those are the 2 big ones for division and stuff. You got to know those laws, just like you got to know the laws of exponents. Okay? Well, that means, now what are you going to do to solve it? Well, you're going to switch it to exponential form. Y'all have been good at that. Make sure you're good at it when you take the exam. Tells you that x plus 2 times x minus 3 equals 2 to the 4th. Okay? Use a distributive law, multiply these out. You know, something going wrong here in my brain. Not paying enough attention. But you get this. Okay? Well, etc. That came out quadratic again. Okay? Just another example. Thousand times 1.003 to the t equals 1200. Well, your variable's in the exponent. You're going to have to change this to logarithmic form. You can't do it until you have it in a form that can change. So it's going to be this, right? It should be familiar to you. You've done it recently. And people, the work that I saw looked pretty good on this. Now, if you're one of those who didn't hand it in, make sure that you're among those who do, who are doing it right. And then,
How are you? I'm well, man. How do you know? That's my dad. Just
yeah, I'm never going to try to estimate that.
my name's Nathan.
Doubling time is going to be around 250. And that's,
Okay, okay. He says you're.
I'm gonna say it probably ought to be a number of 10, 60, 80, something like that.
What do you,
Okay.
what do you think of his teaching?
Um,
Oh, really?
okay, get the idea? Got a variety of equation solving techniques. Let's do one more, because this one tends to catch people. Simple numbers. X minus 5 squared equals 100. What's the solution? Now you could expand this. You get x squared minus 10x plus 25 equals 100. X squared minus 25x plus 75 minus 75 equals 0, and so forth. That doesn't seem to work, so it's 10x.
I'm trying.
Okay. So then that doesn't seem to work. Okay, anyhow, you have this, right? It is a quadratic equation, which ought to alert you to the fact you've got two solutions, or you expect two solutions.
That's where I am.
Sometimes you get the same solution twice.
It's
Discriminant is 0, that's square root of b squared minus ac is 0. The plus and minus give you the same thing. Okay.
very respect.
Okay, well, what do you do when you see this? Well, what I hope you do when you see this is you do x minus 5
It's a good place for the people, so.
equals plus or minus the square root of 100.
I don't know anything about
And you don't say x minus 5
I know that.
equals the square root of 100 without that plus minus, because then you lose one of your solutions.
I got it in short time. They seem like if you like big cities, there's a place, you ever been there? It's like that in the city. And we gotta go through all the traffic to get there, that's why.
So x will be 15 or negative 5. Let me remind you about absolute value equation, which we haven't looked at.
Yeah,
Good plan.
actually my girlfriend's brother worked there for his master's.
Okay, how do you solve this equation?
And he loved it, I mean, he said he had a great.
And you can review absolute value equations. I think they're in the first chapter. Okay. Well, this splits into two equations. 2x minus 5 equals 40. 2x minus 7 equals 40. 2x minus 7 equals negative 40.
I don't know anything about it, but I'm sure.
Because if what's in the absolute value sign is equal to 40, then the equation is true. So that does it. And if it's equal to negative 40, the absolute value negative 40 is 40. So this equation gives you a solution.
Actually, these guys, we go to, we're going to see the national one before.
And you should get x equals 47 over 2,
And I asked him,
which is 23
I'd like to go there. He said,
and a half if you put it in
yeah, I've got it.
fixed number form.
Lots of money.
Here x would be
Yeah. This was good. Well, one thing I've learned is,
negative 16 and a half, I think.
yeah, it's
And again, you can check me on those numbers. I can check them myself. Negative 16 and a half times 2 is 33. Negative 33, negative 33 minus 7 is negative 40. That one seems to check out. 2 times 23 and a half is 47. 47 minus 7 is 40, so that would be correct. Okay?
See, we do go farm to school, because generally speaking, the education levels are.
Okay. Well,